Welcome to the Roundup. It's where we bring you this week's top stories. Joining us is CNET senior editor Jeff Bakalar. Bam.
Hello.
You probably know BitTorrent, right? Everybody knows BitTorrent as a software that powers peer-to-peer file sharing services.
Yep, this week it was reported the company is considering launching a TV news network for its live streaming service. The launch of BitTorrent News will be in time just for this fall's election. The San Francisco-based company is reportedly searching for a news director that can create a worldwide network of freelancers.
Isn't BitTorrent, though, kind of illegal? Most people use it for illegal stuff.
It has that illegal stigma. They're trying to go clean.
They're trying to go clean?
Which is really
Which is
tough.
really hard. That road to, redemption is not
that
easy.
painting has been painted. It's sort of done.
What kind of experience will these reporters have as well?
I don't know. Hopefully illegal experiences. No, so it's interesting because, yes, BitTorrent has all these illegal associations with it. But like they've kind of become this bastion for sort of indie, underground, undiscovered stuff.
All right.
So that's where they're hoping to leverage, the desire for content.
All right. Well, another group that's getting into the news business is the Church of Scientology.
That's a little scary.
Yeah, this week we got the first look inside the $50 million media complex, where the organization said it will produce its own movies, as well as a television channel and news operations.
The studio is located in Los Angeles near Sunset Boulevard and boasts a facility for radio, cable, and satellite television. Scientology's leader claims the network will change history. You got that?
Yeah.
and be an uncorrupted communication line to the billions.
All right, so if it's anything like this movie, let's put up that Battlefield Earth. You guys remember that, Battlefield Earth?
Yeah, those dreads. I don't forget those dreads.
That's John Travolta, right?
Yeah. I don't forget those dreadlocks. You kidding me?
I don't want to know. Hey.
But for Scientology, a religion that is so private, it seems like, builds walls.
Sure.
I mean, for them to open this up now and produce movies and produce news.
Their message out.
The concept is like, oh, let's bring Hollywood back to the time where like Tom Cruise was a force. He's still a force.
Still
like
a
that
force,
guy
but...
still box office butter, right?
Yeah.
Like I like that guy.
Well, I can't wait for Top Gun 2.
Yeah, right.
Me neither.
But like, think about like Days of Thunder, like that whole sort of
Days of
era.
Thunder.
Maybe they want to kind of bring Hollywood back to that. I guess. I don't know.
Go, Matt.
You were young and your heart was an open book. You used to say, live and let live. You know you did, you know you did, you know you did.
If this ever-changing world. Just a PSA for all music fans out there. Paul McCartney has released a new box set of his greatest hits. The set is called Pure McCartney. It compiles 67 songs from his nearly 50-year career as a solo artist. The set will be sold in two CD sets, four CD sets, and vinyl packages.
Beginning with McCartney's post-Beatles career in the 1970s to his 2013 new album. The set includes hits like Band on the Run. Are you going to give like little...
Band on the
There
Run.
it is. Live and Let Die.
To Live and Let Die.
And Ebony and Ivory.
Ebony and Ivory.
That's the only one I didn't know. I was waiting to hear what that sounded like. I was like, oh, okay.
Harmony.
Side by side on my piano keyboard. All right, we got to get to the next story. They're going to yell at us.
Last week, the Electronic Entertainment Expo, aka E3, was held in Los Angeles. It's an event where all the big video game software developers, publishers, and manufacturers presented new products. And of course, Jeff was there to cover all of it. So what are some of the highlights?
This is a pretty interesting time for games because every major console manufacturer, Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft, they're kind of throwing the entire life cycle of consoles, and they're saying, hey, we're going to release these more often than we've ever done in the past. And a lot of people are super skeptical about what that's going to mean. So it seems like we're going to get a new Xbox by the end of next year, a new PlayStation 4 by the end of this year. And it's kind of making consumers and gamers a little upset about having to buy
Because we just bought the last one
Right.
like a couple of years ago.
And what they're really doing is they're kind of like adopting the iPad and iPhone, rollover scheme, right? Where it's like, I don't want to say scheme, that sounds bad. The format, business,
feels like that for
business model,
consumers.
right? So where it's like new iPad every year, new iPhone every year. Maybe you'd be getting a new game console, more often than every 7 years.
What was that Resident Evil VO we were just looking at? That looked cool.
That's a new. So they're making Resident Evil 7,
Yeah.
Capcom. They're already up to 7.
I know,
believe
it's
that.
crazy.
It's all first person, which means you are the eyes of the camera.
Yeah, look at that.
And it'll be the first, I believe, first fully playable game in PlayStation VR.
All right,
Okay,
that's blowing my mind. I'm excited.
I was just saying, this made some of our CNET guys a little sick. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Like one of our
Yeah,
guys couldn't
motion
eat that
sickness.
night. It's like,
Because
that's
you're just
it.
like, that's it, I'm done.
Our brains are weird, and when we react to games and
I know,
interactivity
I
like
feel
that,
you.
That's
it's
enough
wacky.
to keep me away from it.
All right, now to our final, and let's face it, the most talked about story this week. We're talking about, of course, the Game of Thrones finale. That is this Sunday, wrapping up what many say was an awesome action-packed season. Some say was an awesome packed season. But I gotta warn everybody watching this, there's gonna be some spoilers we're gonna be talking about. So if you haven't seen last episode or even any of the episodes, please cover your ears. Do not tweet me. Sorry. All right, Jeff. After the episode of last week's Battle of the Bastards.
Yes.
What did you think? What do you think of that? What do you think is going to happen in the finale?
I think Jon Snow is not a smart man.
Right?
Let's just call it.
You don't. Sansa tells you he's going to goad you, and the first thing he does is he goads you, and then you lead all your men out there into the middle of an open field where he starts slaughtering your men.
What about like brother-sister lines of communication? Those were down. Sansa,
I have a whole army.
tell your brother, you got the Littlefinger. He's coming.
He's coming. The Knights of the Vale.
Let's disclose that before he's within an inch of his death.
Yes.
Maybe.
We're about to suffocate.
What's up with that?
That needs to be communicated a little better.
And our favorite giant.
Yeah, poor guy.
Right.
You know, he went down trying.
fighting.
So there's this app called Spoiled that you can actually like send to people you don't like or something to
Oh, you can
completely
send
destroy the.
Your relationship, I guess, with someone, because that is something
Why?
in this age you just don't do. Game of Thrones operates on a different octave.
Right.
There's certain like other TV shows you can just do, but no, you can't spoil Game of Thrones. That's blasphemy.
I don't like someone, I don't have their information anyway.
Right. You're not
My
you're not
phone.
regularly in touch with them.
Right.
Exactly.
I hate them.
To spoil that show. Oh,
All right,
man.
big Sunday. I'll be watching. We'll be texting. We'll be tweeting, live tweeting Game of Thrones. That's when I get all crazy. The journalism goes out the window. It's just me being a nerd
Yeah,
on
that's
Twitter.
fine. You can live it up one day a week,
Hey,
right?
one day, 1 hour a week.
Fine.
Thanks, Jeff.
Of course.
Appreciate it.